It's a Monday. That means it's Begnaud's America, where we find the heart in every story. CBS News contributor David Begnaud brings us an update today on something that caught our attention, really caught the whole nation's attention. You may remember it. Trooper the dog, this story, he was abandoned as Hurricane Milton was making landfall in Florida. Back in October, David traveled there to meet Trooper. And then 2 months later, David returned as Trooper was settling in with his new family. But shortly after our stories aired, things changed once again for Trooper. So David shows us now how Trooper is living up to his name.
Look at this. This is Trooper Duper.
You are looking at the moment when Trooper the dog met his forever family.
We're going to be best friends, I can tell you now.
Including his new sister, Dallas. The photo of their initial meeting seemed to say it all. It looked like love at first sight.
Trooper! It's Trooper!
Here's your brother!
And that is where our last story on Trooper ended, at Frank and Carla Spina's house in Florida, where he seemed like he was going to have a great life.
Dally loves you. She gives you kisses.
2 months after our last story aired, we checked back in with the Spinas to see how Trooper was doing, assuming not much had happened. Well, we were shocked by what we found out.
About maybe 2 weeks after the original segment aired, and we had been noticing since we adopted him that he had 2 dime-sized lumps on his left flank. The doctor immediately said, "Oh no, these are mast cell tumors. These are cancer." So we were in complete meltdown.
Trooper had to have surgery to remove the cancer. Then came the painstaking wait for the results on whether it was successful.
These are our children. We don't have children. These are our children. And then we got that good news, and we were just so relieved. When we left the doctor's office that day after he got his stitches out, the doctor said, "He's done. He's cancer-free." We were literally in tears, just walking to the car, happy tears.
Finally, Trooper's happy ending, right? Well, no, not quite yet.
He was out and walking, and he just started putting his head down. So I went under him, and he vomited, and a piece of rubber came out of his mouth. So this is actually a freezer bag. This freezer bag weighs 2.1 pounds. It's a combination of about 110 or 120 pieces of garbage. Could you imagine how starved he had to be to ingest a piece of metal or pieces of rubber that are the size of quarters?
Our little buddy needed a life-saving procedure. It took vets in Miami more than 4 hours to remove the metal and the rubber from his stomach.
What are you doing, guys?
We have a very special bond, me and him. He's my best friend. And I think I'm his best friend. I think my wife would agree. That I would rather give my life than she would give her life to save his life.
And we don't doubt that for 1 second, because Frank, a criminal defense attorney, is not just fighting for Trooper's health. He and Carla are also fighting for justice, for the abuse they allege Trooper had to endure before he came to them.
I reached out to the Hillsborough State's Attorney's Office. And this is their victim witness. This victim witness will be at every single hearing for that gentleman who did this.
I don't blame you.
At every single date, every single hearing, a trial, a sentencing, we'll be there. He's going to have to look at this dog and account for what he did to him.
Trooper is more than okay now, or so we think. He is happy and looks to be loving life.
He's definitely daddy's boy, right? You daddy's boy, I love you too. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, Papa, I do.
Frank and Carla, this is just for the two of you. Y'all have been the best humans to come into Trooper's life. Not my opinion. That's the opinion of the vet who treated him and says y'all have been such angels for him. And so we thank you for that.
Gosh, we didn't hear much from Carla. I know she's fantastic, but Frank, boy, am I smitten with him. So we do think the Trooper's now going to be okay. Where did he get all that garbage from, David? Where'd that come from that he was eating?
Well, Gayle, the vet said, look, yeah, his breed, the bull terrier, is known to get into everything. But the vet believes there's a chance that he was left to live outside. And he probably, out of boredom, consumed everything he could, or potentially out of starvation, ate everything he could find. His previous owner, by the way, a 23-year-old man, is facing criminal charges in the state of Florida.
Good.
Well,
good. I love Frank saying they're going to be there for every court case.
Yeah.
I love that.
And amazing work by those vets who did the surgery. 4 hours of work to take all that out of Trooper's belly, so he's okay.
Yeah.
What a beautiful story, David, and beautiful humans that are taking care of Trooper and his sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
David,
Amen.
you're a beautiful human as well, and I want to
Right.
tell our viewers, thank you very much, David. If you've got a story for David, you can reach him and his team at deardavid@cbsnews.com or contact him directly on social media.